afternoon, everybody. Welcome to SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. We're live here at Vandegrift High School for today's ball game between the Vandegrift Vipers and your Georgetown Eagles. An off non-district day here on a Saturday. Beautiful day for baseball. Very few clouds in the sky. A beautiful sunshine ahead. A forecasted high of about 90 degrees today. But baseball to be played, and now a three-person man umpire crew today. That'll be a different sight in a preparation for the playoffs. As you get ready for those three-game series that you can play in the playoffs, you know, well, you'll have the Thursday, Friday, Saturday turnaround. Vandegrift in that same spot as they sit at third in district, currently just a game behind Vista Ridge, and they have a two-game series against the Vista Ridge Rangers coming up this next week, and so a lot of movement can be done there in District 25 of 6A baseball. Your Georgetown Eagles come in 15-10-1 on the year as they were victorious last night to stay undefeated in district in 5A Region 3 District 23. They beat the Cedar Creek Eagles 10-0 in 6 innings, and so Georgetown improves to 10-0 on the year with Elgin right behind them at 7-3, and then a couple of teams at 6-4 in Eastview and Pflugerville. And so the Eagles, an off-district day to take on the Vandegrift Vipers here at Vandegrift High School in Austin, Texas on McNeil Road off of a beautiful 22-22 and 6:20, and a great day for baseball. The Vandegrift Vipers on senior day in the cream white uniforms, black numerals and lettering, black hats, black socks. Your Georgetown Eagles in the road grays. You don't see them a lot, but a beautiful gray uniforms, bottoms and tops with the eagle blue coloring on numbers and letters, as Coach Jordan Vieira and Jared Frimmel meet at the plate with the umpires and Coach Hickel for the Vandegrift Vipers. The Vipers, Jared Hickel is the head coach. Mike Richardson is the assistant coach. The site today, it is titled Venom Field here at Vandegrift High School. A beautiful field, all grass surface with dirt infield. 325 down the right field line, 323 down the left field line, and straightaway dead center is 380 feet away. A gusty wind here on the campus of Vandegrift High School as we're a little bit elevated, and so it'll be a nice warm day, but a nice breeze blowing in as the coaches meet at home plate. Here inside the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow, proud sponsor of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. And we'll go to the starting lineups as we'll have a shortened pregame due to senior activities that were going on. G-Town Lumber and Supply, located 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, serves general contractors, subcontractors, and do-it-yourselfers, specializing in dimensional lumber, decking, siding, door and windows, hand-hewn timbers, KDAT Lumber, and Corbels. Hometown service like none other. Visit us, 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, or visit the website, G-Town Lumber and Supply. They bring you today's starting lineups. For the Vandegrift Vipers, as selected by head coach Jared Hickel, they will start this way. Batting first and playing right field, number 11, Jackson Lures. Batting second, playing left field, number 1, Gavin Shaddix. Batting third and playing first base, number 23, M.D. Connor. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 5. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 5, Braden Buchanan. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 2, Hudson Lilly. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 20, Austin Spielis. Batting seventh and catching, number 24, Alan Jordan. Batting eighth in center field, number 3, Peyton Grimm. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 12, Carter Hubbard. On the mound for the Vandegrift Vipers will be number 21, and that is Dylan Mulcahy on the mound for the Vipers. The G-Town Lumber Supply starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles is this today as selected by head coach Jordan Vieira. Leading off it in center field, number 17, Devin Peterson. Batting second and playing second base, Mighty Mouse, number 20, Talon Ball. Batting third, the third baseman, number 4, that's Brady Peters. Batting fourth, the shortstop today, number 21, Riley Leininger. Batting fifth in right field, number 11, they call him Scout, but his name is Jackson Rainey. Batting sixth, the designated hitter today, number 7, senior Chance Pernica. Batting eighth and on the mound, number 18, the sophomore David Fluitt. Batting eighth and catching is number 16, that is Reese Herrera. And batting ninth in left field is number 8, Jacob Faltisek. So Fluitt will be on the mound to start today for your Eagles to stay in their rotation to keep on their days off as he comes in to start. The lefty sophomore to start off against Vandegrift as the Eagles are being introduced here at Venom Field. as we get ready to start things off. A beautiful day for baseball. You can tell this Georgetown Eagle team is ready for this week to be over. The fourth game in 6 days being played here today, and an opportunity against a good 6A Vandegrift Viper team, and it'll be a good challenge here as the Eagles do their best to get ready for their run to the playoffs. We'll take a quick timeout. After the lineups go, we'll go with the national anthem, then we'll bring you inning number 1 of Georgetown Eagle Baseball live here on SHN Sports. Stay with us. And we're back here live at Venom Field in Vandegrift High School in Austin, Texas, part of the Leander ISD School District. As Mulcahy warms up here for the Vipers in the top of the first inning. He'll face off against Peterson, Ball, and Peters, the top 3 in the Georgetown lineup to start this game today here at Venom Field. Mulcahy, the right-handed pitcher for the Vipers. Defensively, on the field for the Vipers, Shaddix in left, Grimm in center, Lewis in right, Spielis at third, Hubbard at short, Lilly at second, Connor at first. And behind the plate is Jordan with Mulcahy, the right-handed pitcher, on the hill today to start things out for the Vandegrift Vipers. The Georgetown lineup, Peterson, Ball, and Peters in the top third. Leininger, Rainey, Pernicka in the middle third. Fluid, Herrera, and Faltasek in the bottom third. Chance Pernica comes out from behind the plate today, steps into the designated hitter role. Reese Herrera will go back behind the plate to catch Fluid as the left-handed sophomore starts on the hill today for your Eagles. Eli Hellman is going to take the day off for your Eagles, so Leininger will be at shortstop in the lineup. As Jordan throws it down, the Vipers ready to go, and in steps Devin Peterson to start things off here in the top of the first inning for your Georgetown Eagles. The beautiful day for baseball gets underway as Devin Peterson steps in from the right side to take on Mulcahy for the Vipers. Mulcahy works out of the windup, the first pitch of the ball game, and the breaking pitch catches the backside or inside corner for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Devin Peterson, the junior center fielder. 0-1 the count. The 0-1 pitch in there for a called strike. 0-2 now. Here in the top of the first inning, Peterson back in from the right side, ready to go. Okay, he looks in, gets the sign from the windup. The 0-2 pitch. And this one in there for a called strike 3, top half of the zone. And Mulcahy gets the call for the called strike. And that'll be a strikeout for out number 1 here to retire Peterson. First strikeout of the ball game. And now Talon Ball, the second baseman, will step in from the right side. Talon Ball, the junior second baseman, moves up to the second slot today here in the batting lineup. Steps in, ready to go as Mulcahy from the windup. The first pitch to Ball. Breaking pitch in there. Second batter in a row, so see some adjustments made here for the Eagles to see how they respond to Mulcahy as he starts out Peterson and Ball with that backdoor slider. The 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. First ball thrown up by Mulcahy. A 1-1 count now to Talon Ball. One out here in the top of the first. Mulcahy from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. Stays high. Ball 2. Two balls, one strike to Talon Ball here with one out. Mulcahy, the 2-1 pitch. And that one on the bottom half of the zone for a called strike. 2-2 now the call. Count to Talon Ball. Brady Peters on deck. Ball back in from the right side. Mulcahy from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. And the breaking pitch misses up and in. Ball 3. So a full count now. Mulcahy ready to go. The payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout in a row for Mulcahy and the Vipers. To retire Talon Ball for out number 2. Second strikeout for Mulcahy. That'll bring up the senior third baseman, number 4, Brady Peters. Peters will step in from the right side. Mulcahy from the windup. First pitch to Brady Peters. Way outside, ball 1. One 0 pitch from Mulcahy. Peters sends it down the first baseline, and the first baseman, M.D. Connor, can't handle it, and Brady Peters will reach. On a 2-out. See if it'll be a base hit or an error. See what they scored. I would assume an error. But a 2-out base runner nonetheless. Peters reaches there. And that'll bring up the shortstop, number 21, Riley Leininger. Now Mulcahy will move to the stretch here with the runner on base. Peters leads off first. The first pitch to Leininger is way inside, ball 1. One ball, no strike to Leininger. Mulcahy comes set. The 1-0 pitch. And the breaking pitch is in there for a called strike. 1-1 now the count. Leininger, the big lefty, steps back in, ready to go. Mulcahy comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Stays just outside on the breaking pitch. Doesn't catch the corner. And the count now 2-1 to Leininger. Mulcahy ready to go. Leininger ready. 2-1 pitch. Leininger pops it up on the left side to shortstop. Hubbard will easily grab it for out number 3. P6 in the book to retire Leininger. And the Eagles here in the top of the first. No runs. Still not sure if they're going to give that a hit or an error. The Eagles leave one stranded after the first inning. Top of the first is in. Georgetown 0. Vandegrift coming up to bat. Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow bring you first half action. We'll be right back with more baseball on SHN. We go to the bottom of the first. Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. Matt's team dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including our handy mobile app. Competitive rates and assistance from a certified mortgage provider for your mortgage needs. Remember, Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. In steps the leadoff man for the Vipers. That'll be Jackson Lures, the right fielder, to face off against the lefty, David Fluitt. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. That one stays inside for ball 2. 2-0 now. To the left-handed hitting right fielder, Jackson Lures. Fluitt looks in and gets the sign from Herrera from the windup. The 2-0 pitch. At about the same height you thought the called strike was made on Peterson. They called a ball here. Now 3-0 the count on Lures. The 3-0 pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike as Lures taking all the way there. Now a 3-1 count to the leadoff man, Jackson Lures. Fluitt with a look in. Gets the sign from Herrera from the windup. The 3-1 pitch. Just off the outside corner in the leadoff walk. Puts Lures at first base. First walk issued by Fluitt. And that'll bring up second batter in the Viper lineup, the left fielder, number 1, Gavin Shaddix. The left fielder steps in from the right side. As Lures down at first base will be held on by Cooper Ashby. Fault to second left field, Peterson in center. Rainey in right field for the Eagles defensively. Fluitt moves to the stretch. The first pitch. The Shaddix up and in for ball 1. 1-0 the count. One to Shaddix. Lures leads off first with Ashby holding him on. The 1-0 pitch. Shaddix high fly ball left side of the infield. Leininger calls off Peters, and he'll come over and make the play. He had it in sight the whole time. Nice play there by the shortstop Riley Leininger. P6 on the putout for out number 1 to retire Shaddix, and that'll bring up the first baseman, number 23, M.D. Connor. He'll step in from the left side as well. Another lefty-lefty matchup here in the top of the first. Fluitt will come set from the stretch. He'll throw over to first base. Lures dives back in safely there. Peters at third base. Leininger at short. Ball at second. And Cooper Ashby at first base defensively for the Eagles. Here to start this one out. Reese Herrera behind the plate. Fluitt comes set. First pitch to MD Connor. Ball hit out into right field. That'll be a one-out single. That'll move Lures up to second base as Jackson Rainey gets that in. So the first hit of the ball game for the Vipers. As Connor singles into right field. Now runners on first and second for the fourth batter in the lineup. That's the DH number 5, Braden Buchanan. Buchanan will step in from the right side with runners on first and second, one out here in the top of the first. First pitch in there for a called strike on Buchanan. 0-1 the count. Buchanan headed to Baylor University to play baseball next year. To join Georgetown catcher, freshman this year, Zachary Mazik at Baylor next year. The 0-1 pitch to Buchanan. He'll take it on the outside corner, checks his swing, and takes it for a called strike. 0-2 now the count to the DH, Braden Buchanan. Lures the lead off second. MD Connor leads off first base. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Fluid comes set from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch, and back up the middle into center field. It's a base hit. Peterson can't handle it cleanly. He'll come up and throw it in, but that's going to move MD Connor all the way up to third base and score Lures from second. So a second base hit in a row. Scores the first run of the ball game for the Vipers. Now runners on the corners with just 1 out. 1-0 lead for the Vipers here in the bottom of the first. In steps the second baseman Hudson Lilly from the right side. Fluid comes set. The first pitch. High for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Lilly. Fluid comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Inside corner called strike 1. So it evens out the count at 1-1 now to the second baseman, number 2, Hudson Lilly. Austin Spielis, the third baseman, on deck for the Vipers here in the bottom of the first. Fluid comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Inside corner called strike 2, and now a 1-2 count on Hudson Lilly. Ashby holds Buchanan on at first base. Connor leads off third. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball hit out towards short. Leineger's going to flip it to ball at second. He'll try to make the turn, but he overthrows first base, and he goes into the Viper dugout. So MD Connor will score from third. They'll record the out at second base, but that'll allow Lilly to reach on the throwing error. Reached on the fielder's choice, moves up to second base on the throwing error. MD Connor scores there, the second run of the ball game for the Vipers. Buchanan was cut down at second, 6-4 on the putout for out number 2. And in steps number 20, Austin Spielis, the left-handed hitter. Chops the first pitch foul back towards the third base dugout. 0-1 the count to Austin Spielis. So Lilly down at second base after reaching on the fielder's choice and advancing to second on the throwing error. So the throw from Talon Ball sailed high into the Viper dugout. Spielis back in from the left side. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball hit out towards second. Talon Ball scoops it up. He'll throw to Ashby at first. And the Eagles get out of more trouble here in the bottom of the first. 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base after 1 complete. Vandegrift 2, Georgetown 0. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN. back here at Venom Field. And the Georgetown Eagles find themselves trailing by 2 after 1 complete inning. Vandegrift scored 2 there in the bottom of the first on 2 base hits, 1 Georgetown error. And we go to the top of the second inning. Here in the broadcast booth, brought to you by Borrow from Morrow. For more information, your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, borrowfrommorrow.com. Matt Morrow brought you the first inning of Georgetown Eagle baseball, and inning number 2 brought to you by Georgetown Lumber and Supply. G-Town Lumber and Supply, located 9400 Brown Lane in Austin, Texas, serves general contractors, subcontractors, and the do-it-yourselfers. We specialize in dimensional lumber, decking, siding, doors and windows, hand-hewn timbers, KDAT lumber, and corbels. Hometown service like none other. That is G-Town Lumber and Supply. Visit us 9400 Brown Lane, Austin, Texas, or visit the website at gtownlumberandsupply.com. As we go to the top of the second inning, Georgetown will bring up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Rainey, Pernicka, and Fluid to face off against Mulcahy. Rainey will step in from the right side, or from the left side. Mulcahy from the windup, first pitch, way inside, ball 1. 1-0 the count to the right fielder, Jackson Rainey. Rainey back ready to go. Mulcahy, the 1-0 pitch, and a ball pulled foul down the first baseline. 1-1 now the count to Jackson Rainey, the junior right fielder. In from the left side, ready to go. Mulcahy, the 1-1 pitch. Sails up and away for ball 2. 2-1 now the count. Mulcahy quickly working the 2-1 pitch, and Rainey hits it back out towards shortstop. And it's a bobble there. He'll pick it up, make the throw in time. Nice play there by the shortstop, Hubbard, to retire Rainey. 6-3 on the putout for out number 1. And that'll bring up Chance Pernicka, the designated hitter today for your Eagles. 15 pitches thrown in inning number 1 by Mulcahy. As he readies for the right-handed hitting Pernicka, the first pitch on the inside for a ball. 1-0 the count. On deck, David Fluid, the pitcher. Pernicka back in from the right side. Mulcahy gets the sign, the 1-0 pitch. And this one will hit Pernicka right in the backside. And another base runner for the Eagles, the second of the ball game. Puts a runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the second.
Coming to the plate, number 18, David Fluid.
First batter hit by a pitch by Mulcahy. Gives the Eagles the base runner with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. David Fluid, the sophomore, starter and pitcher today for your Eagles, steps in from the left side. Pernicka will lead off first, being held on there by M.D. Connor. Mulcahy from the stretch. He'll throw over to first. Pernicka dives back in, and it goes off Pernicka into shallow right field. Pernicka will jump up and take off for second base, and he'll slide in safely there. The ball gets away from the shortstop into left field. Pernicka rethinks that and returns to the back. He'll stay at second base. So an error on the pitcher, Mulcahy, will allow Pernicka to advance to second base. That throwing error moves up into right field. So now a runner in scoring position for Georgetown here in the top of the second. As Fluid will step back in from the left side to wait the first pitch of his at-bat with Reese Herrera, the catcher, on deck for Georgetown. Okay, he comes set. The first pitch to Fluid. It's in there for a called strike. 0-1 count now. To Fluid, the left-handed hitting pitcher. Steps back in, ready to go. Mulcahy from the stretch comes set. 0-1 pitch and a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count now. Or foul tip. Strike 2, so 0-2 the count now to Fluid. 1 out here in the top of the second. Pernicka leads off second base. Mulcahy comes set. The 0-2 pitch. And the backdoor slider catches the outside corner for called strike 3. 2 outs here in the top of the second as Fluid caught looking. And that'll bring up Reese Herrera, the third strikeout of the ball game for Mulcahy. Okay, he comes set to the right-handed hitting Reese Herrera. The first pitch. That breaking pitch stays down low for a ball 1. 1-0 the count now. The right-handed hitting catcher, Reese Herrera. Wears number 16, the junior. Behind the plate today for your Eagles. Back in from the right side. Mulcahy comes set. A look back at second base. The 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 now. To Reese Herrera. Okay, he comes set. Herrera ready to go. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch misses the outside corner. 2-1 now the count. To the junior catcher, Reese Herrera, with Jacob Faltasek, the left fielder, on deck for Georgetown. Should Herrera be able to extend the inning. Herrera back ready to go. Mulcahy from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Reese Herrera lays off and takes it for a called strike. 2-2 now the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Vandegrift leads it 2-0 over Georgetown. 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Mulcahy comes set from the stretch. Pernica, big lead off second. The 2-2 pitch. And this backdoor slider stays in the dirt. The throw down to second behind Pernica. He got a big lead, and he'll take off to third and get thrown out. So that'll go 2-4-5 on the putout. And the second inning, top of the second, comes to a close. As Pernica has tried to get down to third after the throw down behind him. For out number 3, so Jackson Rainey will come up again in the top of the third. So the Eagles aren't retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, or 1 error, nobody left on base. After 1.5, 2-0, Vandegrift leads it over Georgetown. Quick timeout. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the second, brought to you by G-Town Lumber and Supply. A 7-8-9 hitters due up for the Vipers here in the bottom of the second. Jordan, Grimm, and Hubbard. 17 pitches thrown in the bottom of the first by Fluid as he readies for inning number 2. Alan Jordan, the catcher, steps in from the right side. Fluid will work from the windup to start the inning. And the first pitch to Jordan way outside for ball 1. One ball and no strikes to Jordan. The 1-0 pitch, way outside again. 2-0 the count. Herrera retrieves a new one. New baseball, throws it out to Fluid. 2-0 count to the catcher. Alan Jordan. Jordan ready from the right side. Fluid from the windup. 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1 to count now. Jordan back in, ready from the right side. Fluid gets a sign from Herrera. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball hit out towards third. Peters will scoop it up across the diamond. The throw goes, and a nice play by Cooper Ashby. The throw draws him off, but he turns around and makes the tag on the runner Jordan for the out. Nice play by the first baseman, Cooper Ashby, to record the out. 5-3 on the putout for out number 1. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Peyton Grimm. Grimm, the center fielder, will step in from the left side. Wears number 3. His first appearance at the plate here in the ball game in the bottom of the second. The first pitch from Fluid. Swinging foul ball back behind him to the backstop. 0-1 to count. on Peyton Grimm. Center fielder back in from the left side. The lefty, the Fluid on the mound. It's the sign from Herrera. The 0-1 pitch. And a ball sent into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Grimm will round first, head to second base as it gets all the way to the fence. The throw comes in to Talon Ball, and Grimm will stop at second base with a one-out double. So the Vipers, a double with one out here in the bottom of the second. Nice hit there by Peyton Grimm. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 12, Carter Hubbard. Jackson Rainey on his horse to chase that one down to keep Grimm from advancing to third. But a one-out double has the base runner at second base, and in steps Hubbard, the number 9 hitter in the Viper lineup. Fluid to the stretch, the first pitch to Hubbard. Sails high, ball one. 1-0 the count. Carter Hubbard, the shortstop, with Jackson Lures on deck, the top of the lineup for the Vipers. Hubbard readies. Fluid comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Inside corner, called strike one. Nice pitch there by Fluid. And it evens out the count at 1-1. Fluid with the long look in. Grimm leads off second base. Leininger behind him there. The 1-1 pitch. He'll square to bunt out in front of the mound. Herrera's going to come out and grab it. Fire down to first just in time. What a play by Reese Herrera. As he gets out and grabs it and barehands the ball, throws it down to Ashby. 2-3 on the putout. Hubbard almost beat that out. But that'll be the second out on the 2-3 putout. That'll advance Grimm to third base. And the Vipers move back to the top of the lineup. Jackson Lures will step in. Second time at the plate today for Lures. He walked in his first at bat, scored a run. Fluid from the windup, the first pitch, inside corner, called strike one. 0-1 the count to Jackson Lures now with 2 outs and a runner at third here in the bottom of the second. 2-0 your score. Vandegrift with 2 in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 pitch stays inside, ball one. 1-1 the count to the leadoff man, the right fielder Jackson Lures. Fluid gets the sign from Herrera. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch, outside corner, just misses low. 2-1 now the count. Two balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. And a ball popped up left side of the infield. Leininger will back out shallow left field and make the catch for out number 3. P6 in the book to record the out of Lures for out number 3, and the Vipers are down here in the bottom of the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base after 2 complete. Vandegrift 2, Georgetown 0. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN. Go to the top of the third inning here at Venom Field at Vandegrift High School. Georgetown trails at 2-0 to the Vipers. Third inning, Nathaniel Funk, your Leander Georgetown Edward Jones financial advisor, located 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801 in Leander, Texas. Learn how he can help you with all your financial goals. EdwardJones.com/Nathaniel Funk for more information. Proud sponsor of the third inning. Georgetown Eagle baseball. Herrera leads it off. First pitch swinging out to Hubbard at short. The throw to first in time to record Herrera. One pitch, one out here in the top of the third inning. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jacob Faltasek, playing left field today. Devin Peterson, the top of the order on deck for the Eagles. Mulcahy from the windup. First pitch to Faltasek. Misses low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. 1-1 now the count. To the senior left fielder, Jacob Faltasek, back in from the right side, ready to go. The 1-1 pitch from Mulcahy. Faltasek sent it down the left field line, but it's going to be pulled foul. And now Mulcahy ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Vandegrift 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Has the 2-run lead. Mulcahy from the windup, the 1-2 pitch. Faltasek fouls it off. Out of play down the first baseline to stay alive in the at-bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Faltasek back in the box, ready to go. Mulcahy. The 1-2 pitch misses low and outside, ball 2. 2-2 the count now, with 1 out here in the bottom of the top of the third inning. Faltasek back ready to go. Mulcahy gets a sign from Jordan. The 2-2 pitch misses low and outside. A full count now to the senior left fielder, Jacob Faltasek. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. Devin Peterson waits on deck. Some activity down in the Eagle bullpen. Mulcahy from the windup, the payoff pitch. That one's over the head of Faltasek, a ball 4. First walk issued by Mulcahy. Puts a runner on base for the Eagles. That'll bring up Devin Peterson, the leadoff man for the Georgetown Eagles. Peterson struck out looking for the first out of the ball game. Steps in here from the right side with 1 out, a runner on first. Faltasek will lead off first, being held on by Connor. Mulcahy from the stretch. First pitch to Peterson. Slider catches the inside corner. Same first pitch from the first at bat. That backdoor slider. 0-1 the count to Devin Peterson. Peterson ready to go. Faltasek leads off. A throw over to first base. And almost thrown away. Nice play by MD Connor to keep that one from going up the right field line. Faltasek dove back in. 0-1 the count. Okay, he comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Peterson takes it. It's down in the dirt. It bounces off the gear, and that'll allow Faltasek to move up to second base. Heads up base running there. The count evens up 1-1 to Devin Peterson. It's now an opportunity here for the Eagles. The runner in scoring position. With 1 out in the top of the third. Faltasek leads off second. 1-1 the count to Peterson. Ground ball hit out into left field past the third baseman, Faltasek. He'll be held up there as the left fielder in quickly to field that one. But a 1 out single by Devin Peterson has runners at the corners for the Eagles. Nice piece of hitting there by the junior center fielder.
Number 20, Talon Ball.
And now Talon Ball will step in with 1 out. Talon Ball 0 for 1 of the ball game. Struck out back in the first inning. Steps in here with runners on the corners and 1 out. Faltasek will lead off of third. Peterson leads off first. Exactly what Coach Vieira was just signing to Peterson. Watch for the yo-yo. Mulcahy attempts, no throw. Peterson quickly back to first base. Connor holds Peterson on at first. First pitch to Talon Ball, low and outside, ball one.
Go Vipers!
A 1-0 the count to the second baseman, Talon Ball, also known as Mighty Mouse. Talon steps back in from the right side. 1 ball and no strikes. Now Mulcahy will step off and reset. Devin Peterson, a good lead off first base, being held on by Connor. Faltasek leads off third. A throw over to first, and Peterson gets into a pickle there. And now here comes Faltasek. The throw home is high. Faltasek underneath the tag. What a play by Jacob Faltasek. Slides in under the tag. The high throw that came in from Hubbard took Jordan away from the plate, and he couldn't get the tag in time. So the Eagles manufacture a run there. 2-0 the count, or no, 1-0 the count still to Talon Ball, but now with a run across and a runner down at second base for the Eagles. They cut the lead in half, 2-1. Now Talon Ball steps back in for the right side with Peterson down at second base. Okay, he comes set from the stretch, the 1-0 pitch. Ball sends this one into center field. Grimm ranges over and now back as the wind blew it. And that'll allow Devin Peterson to tag up and move to third base. So now with 2 outs and a runner at third for the Eagles here in the top of the third. Talon Ball just missed that one. The wind blowing out right now. Now Brady Peters will step in. An opportunity here for Brady Peters with a runner down at third base with 2 outs in the top of the third. The first pitch from Mulcahy. And the backdoor slider in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Peters, the third baseman, steps back in, ready to go. Mulcahy comes set from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. That one stays inside for ball one. 1-1 the count with Riley Leineger on deck. Peters can extend this inning. Eagles have cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. Mulcahy, the 1-1 pitch, way outside. 2-1 now the count. Brady Peters, the senior third baseman. Peters back in from the right side. Mulcahy stays in the stretch with the runner on third base. Gets the sign from Jordan and comes set. The 2-1 pitch. It's away from the catcher Jordan, but not far enough as Peterson returns back to the bag. It's a low for a ball. And now the count 3-1 to Brady Peters. So a hitter's count here for the senior third baseman. Brady Peters with the runner down at third base. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Mulcahy comes set, the 3-1 pitch. Peters a swing and a miss. Strike 2, and now a full count. To Brady Peters here in the top of the third. 2 outs. The runner down at third base is Devin Peterson. Eagles have the opportunity to tie it up here in the top of the third. Mulcahy comes set, the payoff pitch. And a swing and a miss. Chased one outside. And Peters strikes out for out number 3 in the top of the third. Comes to an end for Georgetown, but not before they get 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 1 runner left on base. After 2.5 innings, 2-1 your score. Vandegrift leads it over Georgetown. Back with more Eagle baseball in a moment on SHN. Back here at Venom Field on the campus of Vandegrift High School in Austin, Texas, part of the Leander ISD School District. Back in the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. For all your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. Visit borrowfrommorrow.com. And now a Nathaniel Funk call to the bullpen in the Nathaniel Funk Edward Jones third inning. Nathaniel Funk, your Leander Georgetown. Edward Jones, financial advisor, located 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801, Leander, Texas, brings you this call to the bullpen. Number 13, senior Brandon Stovall Hawkins comes to the mound for the Eagles here in the bottom of the third inning. And this was part of the plan for head coach Jordan Vieira, as he said last night after the win over Cedar Creek. Johnny Bullpen would be pitching today. And now activity already in the Eagle bullpen for Georgetown as well. Brandon Stovall Hawkins face off against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Shaddix, Connor, and Buchanan. The first pitch stays up and in for ball 1. To Gavin Shaddix. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. From the windup, Hawkins, the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1-1 now, the count. The 1-1 pitch from Stovall Hawkins. Down and inside and in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Shaddix. Vandegrift with 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Georgetown picks up 1 in the top of the third. 2-1 your score. The 2-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 count now to Shaddix. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball foul off his foot, and Shaddix comes up limping there out of the box. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thirty pitches thrown by Fluid in 2 innings of work. Gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, walked 1 in the short outing. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off to the backstop to stay alive. Gavin Shaddix, the left fielder. 2 ball, 2 strike count here, leading off the top or bottom of the third for the Vipers. Stovall Hawkins from the windup, the 2-2 pitch. Up and in, ball 3. A full count to Shaddix here. He leads off the bottom of the third for the Vipers. Brandon gets the sign. The payoff pitch. Low and outside, ball 4, and the leadoff walk. Where Shaddix has the leadoff man aboard for the Vipers.
Number 23, M.D. Connor.
And that'll bring up M.D. Connor. He's 1 for 1 in the ball game. Singled and scored a run in the first inning. 1 for 1 on the day. Connor steps back in from the left side. First baseman. Shaddix leads off first, being held on by Ashby. First pitch, Connor fouls it down the third baseline, but it's going to curl back off the top of the third base dugout. 0-1 the count. Brandon in the stretch with the base runner. Comes set, the 0-1 pitch. And that'll hit M.D. Connor on the foot. So the first 2 batters aboard here in the bottom of the third.
Coming to the plate, number 5, Brayden
Batter hit by a pitch by Eagle pitching today. Moves Shaddix up to second base. Connor down to first. No outs here in the top of the third. That'll bring up Braden Buchanan. Cleanup hitter here for the Vipers. Cannon steps back up to the right side. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Singled back in the first. Brandon comes set from the stretch, the first pitch. Ground ball down the first baseline, but it's going to trickle foul. So it'll be an 0-1 count to Braden Buchanan, DH for the Vipers today. Shaddix leads off second. M.D. Connor off first. Brandon comes set. Look back at second base. Now a throw to second base. It gets into center field there. And here comes Peterson with it, and he'll throw into second base, but both runners will advance on that throwing error there. All got under Leininger as he was crashing back to the bag. Stovall Hawkins' turn. The 0-1 pitch fouled off back behind the plate. 0-2 now the count to Buchanan with runners on second and third and no outs here in the bottom of the third for the Vipers. Hudson Lilly, the second baseman on deck for the Vipers. 0-2 count to Buchanan. Brandon comes set. The 0-2 pitch. And a ball slapped down the third baseline, and it's foul. That would have scored 2 runs there. 0-2 remains the count to Braden Buchanan. Apologize. 2 balls, 2 strikes with no outs. Runners at second and third. Leadoff walk and then a hit by pitch has runners on for the Vipers here in the bottom of the third. The 0-2 pitch. Buchanan hits it out. Peters, can't get to it as he was playing up on the grass. Gets into left field for a base hit. It's an RBI single for Buchanan. And that'll plate the third run of the ball game for the Vipers. Now with runners on the corners with no outs. Shattuck scores from third base on that base hit. MD Connor up to third base. That'll bring up Hudson Lilly. Reaches on the fielder's choice and advances to second on a throwing error. Steps in here with runners on the corners, no outs in the bottom of the third. Brandon comes set. First pitch stays high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Lilly. Buchanan leads off first, being held on there. 1-0 pitch, inside corner, called strike 1. 1-1 the count.
Probably like 80 through 90. Between 80 and 90. These guys are me. Oh, these. Yeah, 80.
The 1-1 pitch down in the dirt. Nice block by Herrera. The runners will stay put, but now a 2-1 count to Hudson Lilly. Won the count to Hudson Lilly. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking pitch misses low for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Runners on first and third. 3-1 count to the second baseman, Hudson Lilly. Buchanan leads off first. 3-1 pitch outside, ball 4. Now the base is loaded with no outs here in the bottom of the third. 1 run already across. Buchanan will move up to second base. O'Connor stays at third. Now Lilly on at first base. Brandon Hawkins stole ball. The second batter of the inning. And here comes Coach Vieira and a pitching change for the Eagles. Quick timeout, come back with the update. You listen to Georgetown Eagle Baseball on SHN. Back here inside the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Borrow from Morrow. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, borrowfrommorrow.com. Nathaniel Funk, your Leander, Georgetown, Edward Jones Financial Advisor, located 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801 in Leander, Texas, brings you this Georgetown Eagle call to the bullpen. Number 15, Logan Hansen, comes on to pitch. The righty comes in for the Eagles with no outs here in the bottom of the third. And the base is loaded. And Hansen will face off against the left-handed hitting third baseman, Austin Spielis. Spielis 0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded to Talon Ball at second base. So Hansen will work out of the stretch here. First pitch, slapped down the first baseline, but pulled foul by Spielis. So an 0-1 count. Logan Hansen comes set from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Sails high, ball one, 1-1 they count.
Go 20.
Spielis back in from the left side. Hansen gets the sign and comes set. Base is full of Vipers, no outs. The 1-1 pitch and a ball sent into shallow left center. Here comes Devin Peterson on with it. He'll come up with it, and he'll fire it into home plate. Herrera will keep it at the plate, and the runners cannot advance. M.D. Connor stays put at third base. Nice play by Devin Peterson. F8 in the book to retire Spielis for out number 1, and that'll bring up Alan Jordan. Catcher Jordan 0 for 1 in the ball game. Steps in from the right side. Grounded out to Brady Peters at third base back in the second inning. Steps in here with 1 out and the base is loaded. Hansen remains in the stretch. Connor at third, Buchanan at second, Lilly at first, and the first pitch is a ball. 1-0 the count to the catcher Jordan. Hansen comes back set, the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen, 1-1 now the count to the catcher Alan Jordan. For the Vipers here, the bottom of the third, 1 run across so far. Base is still loaded with 1 out. M.D. Connor at third, Braden Buchanan at second, Hudson Lilly down at first base. Jordan back in from the right side. Logan Hansen comes set, the 1-1 pitch, up and away, ball 2. 2-1 count now to Alan Jordan. On deck, the center fielder Peyton Grimm for the Vipers. Hansen comes set from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Big bender across the plate. Herrera couldn't get a glove, close the glove on it. Hit there behind him. 2-2 now the count. Nice breaking pitch there by Logan Hansen. Hansen will come set. Jordan ready to go on the box. The 2-2 pitch. Up high. And Jordan able to check his swing. So it's a full count. 3-2. 1 out here with the bases loaded. Bottom of the third. The Vipers trying to add more runs here in the bottom of the third. Hansen comes set, the payoff pitch, and a ball popped up right side of the infield. First baseman, David Fluitt, who went back to first base after he came off the mound defensively for the Eagles, makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. So P3 in the book to record the out on Jordan, and that'll bring up Peyton Grimm, the center fielder. Grimm 1 for 1 in the ball game. He had a 1-out double in the second inning. Was left stranded there. Steps in here with an opportunity. The base is loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the third. First pitch from Hansen down low in the dirt. Good scoop by Herrera. 1-0 the count to Peyton Grimm. Connor at third, Buchanan at second, Lilly at first. Grimm back in the box from the left side as Hansen comes set from the stretch. The right-hander brings the 1-0 pitch. Stays low and outside, ball 2. 2-0 now the count. Peyton Grimm with Carter Hubbard, the shortstop on deck. Should Grimm extend the inning? 3-1 your score. 2 runs in the first for the Vipers, 1 here in the bottom of the third so far. Threatening here with the bases loaded. The 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1 there on the beautiful off-speed pitch by Hansen. Logan Hansen, number 15, the right-hander, on the mound in relief for the Eagles here in the third. Here to the bases loaded situation with no outs. He's recorded 2 quick outs. Trying to get out of another jam here. 2-1 the count. The 2-1 pitch. Low and outside. It gets away from Herrera. Here comes Connor, and it's right by Herrera. And he'll lay out and tag the runner, MD Connor. And there's the final call. It took a minute for the umpire, but a good play by Herrera. The ball didn't squirt too far outside the dirt at home plate. Herrera grabbed it, dove back at the plate, and tags out MD Connor for out number 3. That'll be 2 unassisted after the pitch down in the dirt. So Peyton Grimm will come up to bat, but after 3 complete innings, the Eagles only give up 1 there in the third and trail it by 2. 3-1 your score after 3 complete innings. Nathaniel Funk, your Leander Georgetown Edward Jones financial advisor, located at 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801 in Leander, Texas. Learn how he can help you with all your financial goals. edwardjones.com/Nathaniel Funk for more info. Nathaniel Jones, proud sponsor of the 3rd inning of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. Quick timeout, more Eagle Baseball in a moment on SHN. Here at Venom Field and Vandegrift High School in Austin, Texas, on the Leander ISD School District. The Eagles will bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Leininger, Rainey, and Pernica. Mulcahy still on the mound for the Vipers here in the top of the 4th inning, leading 3-1. Vandegrift has 2 runs in the first, 1 there in the third to move the lead back to 2. Leininger steps in, Mulcahy's first pitch, and Leininger sends it into right center field for a leadoff base hit. And Leininger's going to round first base, and he'll turn for 2. And he's going to cruise into second base with a leadoff double here in the top of the 4th for the Eagles. First hit of the ball game for Leininger. Only the second hit given up by Mulcahy, and that'll bring up Jackson Rainey.
Number 11, Jackson Rainey.
Rainey grounded out to the shortstop back in inning number 2. Steps in here. No outs and a runner at second base. A nice lead off by Leininger into right center field for the leadoff double. Mulcahy will move into the stretch. The runner at second base now. Coach VR with the signs. Rainey will step in from the left side. Jackson Rainey out in right field today for the Eagles. Comes set. Mulcahy looks at second. He'll turn. Rainey will bunt it out in front of the mound. Leininger takes off to third. Mulcahy throws to first base and a bang play, but he'll get him. Nice play by MD Connor for a stretch there, but a nice sack bunt to get the runner over to third base by Jackson Rainey. So the sacrifice bunt effective as Leininger moves up to third. 1-3 on the putout to retire Rainey for the first out. And that'll bring up Chance Pernica, the designated hitter, with 1 out and a runner just 90 feet away. First pitch to Pernica. Misses inside on the backdoor slider. 1 ball, no strikes the count to Pernica. Pernica was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Steps back in. The 1-0 pitch, and Pernica grounds it towards third base. The third baseman, Spielis, up with it. Fires across the diamond in time for out number 2. 5-3 on the putout to retire Pernica. And that'll bring up David Fluitt with 2 outs and a runner still down at third base for Georgetown here in the top of the 4th.
Bat number 18, David Fluid.
Fluitt steps in 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out looking in the second inning. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner on third. Mulcahy requests the new baseball. Fluitt will step in from the left side. Mulcahy works from the stretch with Leininger off at third base. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. 3-1. Vandegrift leads it. First pitch to Fluitt, way outside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Fluitt. First baseman, Reese Herrera on deck. The 1-0 pitch. And this one hits Fluitt. So a 2-out base runner here. As runners on the corners, the second batter hit by a pitch by Mulcahy. We'll bring up the catcher, Reese Herrera. Herrera,
Plate number 16,
0 for 1 in the ball game, grounded out to the shortstop back in the 3rd inning. Steps in here. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. Georgetown trailing by 2, 3-1. The Vandegrift Vipers. Mulcahy from the stretch comes set. First pitch to Herrera, low and outside, gets away. The wild pitch. Here comes Leininger to the plate. He'll slide in safely at home. Fluitt will move up to second. The Eagles cut the lead down to 1 again. 3-2. Great heads-up base running there by Leininger and Fluitt. The wild pitch allows the run to score. Second wild pitch of the game thrown by Mulcahy. So the Eagles have another runner in scoring position down at second. With 2 outs and a 1-0 count to Reese Herrera. Fluitt leads off second. Herrera back in from the right side. Mulcahy comes set in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. And the inside or the backdoor slider in there for a called strike. 1-1 now, the count to Herrera. Mulcahy, a look in and gets a sign from Jordan, comes set. The 1-1 pitch to Herrera, and Herrera hits it out between first and second. The second baseman, Lilly, ranges over and makes the play in time to get Herrera for out number 3, but not before the Eagles pick up a run here in the top of the 4th to cut the lead to 1, 3-2. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base after 3.5 innings. 3-2 your score. Vandegrift leads it over Georgetown. More Eagle baseball in a moment here on SHN. back here to the bottom of the 4th inning. As Hansen stays on the mound for the Eagles. Ball hit out to second baseman by Peyton Grimm, and a nice play there by Talon Ball to record the out. 4-3 on the putout. So Peyton Grimm retired for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Carter Hubbard, the shortstop. And a quick reset of the stream. Had to move everything into the shade here with the heat. Sorry about that. Hansen from the windup. First pitch to Hubbard on the outside corner. First called strike. 0-1 the count. The 1-0 pitch hit to right field. Rainey on the run. It's over his head all the way to the wall. Hubbard circles, heads to second. He's going to head to third. Lineker gets the ball. He'll throw to third base, but it's not going to be in time. A 1-out triple by Carter Hubbard. What a shot there by the shortstop. Got it up into the wind, and the wind is going out towards the center field. A nice job there by Carter Hubbard. He sent that one sailing to right field. Jackson Rainey couldn't catch up to it, gets it in as quick as possible. But now a 1-out base runner at third for the Vipers. Jackson Lures fakes the bunt, pulls it back and takes it low and outside, ball 1. So the Vipers trying to get that run across. The 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, leading by 1, 3-2. Hansen comes set, the 1-0 pitch. Lures takes that one low and inside. Nice block by Herrera. 2-0 now the count. To the leadoff man, Jackson Lures, the right fielder. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Walked and scored a run in the first. Popped out to the shortstop back in inning number 2. Hansen comes set, the 2-0 pitch. And a ball sent into center field, and that'll be an RBI base hit for Jackson Lures. So that'll score the runner from third base. That'll bring up the left fielder, Gavin Shaddix. Hubbard comes in on the RBI single by Lures. 4-2, now your score. One out here in the bottom of the 4th. Hansen will face off against Shaddix. The breaking pitch stays too high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Shaddix. The 1-0 pitch, breaking pitch in there. No. Called the ball as well. So a 2-0 count to Shaddix. Shaddix 0 for 1 as well. A pop out and a walk, scored a run. The 2-0 pitch, ground ball down the third baseline off the glove of Peters as he laid out for it. But that'll keep it on the infield, and that'll keep the runners at first and second. An infield single there by Shaddix. Back-to-back base hits as runners at first and second now. Third hit of the inning for the Vipers, and that'll bring up M.D. Connor. One out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. More activity in the Georgetown bullpen. M.D. Connor steps in. 1 for 1 on the day. Singled and scored a run in the first. Was hit by a pitch. Now he'll call time as the wind switches. Now it's blowing left to right, from left field to right field instead of straight out. Connor back in there now with 1 out and base runners on first and second for the Vipers. First pitch by Hansen. Misses low and inside, ball 1. Want to know the count to M.D. Connor. The lefty back in, ready to go. Hansen to look at second base. The 1-0 pitch. Connor hits a ground ball down towards first, but it trickles foul and evens out the count at 1-1 now. To the big first baseman, Connor. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Runners on first and second. One run across already for the Vipers. Herrera heads out to talk to Logan Hansen. Quick visit there as Herrera returns to the home plate. Logan, the right-hander, is senior here for your Eagles. On in his second inning of work. 1-1 count to Connor. Hansen comes set. A look back at second base. Now the 1-1 pitch. The ball hit out into center field. Here comes Devin Peterson. He's going to come up with it, and he'll throw it all the way in, but it's not cut off, and Herrera gets it. And that will score Lures all the way from second base, the fifth run of the ball game. Shattuck stays put at second. Connor at first base, an RBI single by MD Connor. Moves it to a 5-2 lead for the Vipers. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. A visit from Coach Chad Payne. Out to talk to Hansen as more activity in the Eagle bullpen. Here inside the SHN broadcast booth, brought to you by Matt Morrow. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, borrow from Morrow. BorrowFromMorrow.com. Proud sponsor of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. Brings you the broadcast booth each and every ball game. Braden Buchanan will step in here. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch from Hansen is up for a ball. 1-0 the count to Buchanan. Buchanan 2 for 2 with an RBI. Steps in here with runners on first and second. One out in the bottom of the fourth. Hansen comes set from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch to Buchanan. Low and inside. Gets away from Herrera. That'll be a wild pitch by Hansen. Allows both runners to move up. 90 feet. Both into scoring position now. Second and third with one out and a 2-0 count to Braden Buchanan. Hansen comes set from the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Breaking pitch misses, low and outside, ball 3 now to Braden Buchanan. Buchanan back in from the right side, ready to go with the 3-0 count. One out and runners on second and third. Hansen comes set in the stretch. The 3-0 pitch. Up and away, ball 4. So a 1-out walk. Loads the bases full of Vipers. And that will be the end of it for Logan Hansen. We'll take a short timeout, come back with a pitching change. You listen to the Georgetown Eagle Baseball here on SHN. here at Fenham Field at Vandegrift High School. Cooper Ashby comes in relief for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. The base is loaded and one out. So Logan Hansen's day comes to an end for the Eagles. Cooper Ashby, the junior right-hander, comes in and he'll face off against Hudson Lilly, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, reached on a fielder's choice and then walked back in the third. Steps in here with one out and the bases loaded. 5-2, Vandegrift leads it over Georgetown here in the bottom of the fourth. Ashby from the stretch, the first pitch, misses just high for ball one. 29 pitches thrown by Logan Hansen. In relief for the Eagles. The 1-0 pitch, low and outside, ball two. Two balls, no strikes. To Hudson Lilly. One out with the bases loaded. 2-0 count here to Hudson Lilly. Ashby comes set from the stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Sails high, ball three. 3-0 the count now. Lilly back in for the right side. Ashby gets the sign and comes set from the stretch. The 3-0 pitch. Misses high, ball four. And that'll walk a run in for the Vipers. Now a 6-2 lead. Lilly hits the first. Kevin Shaddix comes in to score on the base on balls. That'll bring up Austin Spielis. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. RBI there for Lilly on the bases on base on balls. Now Austin Spielis steps in from the left side with one out. The base is still loaded. Ashby comes set from the stretch. First pitch, inside corner, called strike one. 0-1 the count to Spielis. Grounded out in the first, flew out in the third. Steps in here with the bases loaded and one out. Ashby comes set, the 0-1 pitch to Spielis. The ball popped up, back out of play down the third baseline. And now an 0-2 count to Spielis. Now a left-handed arm up in the bullpen for the Eagles. So Ashby's come on here with one out in the bottom of the fourth. Walks his first batter. The 0-2 pitch to Spielis, and he slaps it down the third baseline, but it's foul. So the count remains 0-2. The big lefty, Austin Spielis, the third baseman for the Vipers.
Right down at 20, head down, drive it now. The
0-2 pitch just misses up and out for ball one. 1-2 now the count. Austin Spielis. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Connor down at third, Buchanan at second. Hudson Lilly at first. Ashby comes set, the 1-2 pitch. Ball hit out towards second. Talon Ball with the play, throws it to Leininger, but it's off his glove and it goes out towards left field. That's going to be 2 runs in. So an error allows Spielis to reach. Ball threw it to Leininger. Went off of his glove. Spielis down at first base. Reaches on the error. He reaches on a fielder's choice. 2 runs score on that play, make it 8-2. Runners on the corners for the Vipers with 1 out. And in steps Alan Jordan, the catcher, 0 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch from Ashby, back out of play, fouled off for strike one. 0-1 the count. Ashby comes set. The 0-1 pitch to Jordan. Outside, ball one. Count evens up at 1-1. Still one out here in the bottom of the fourth. 8-2. Vandegrift leads it over the Eagles. 4 runs. 1-1 pitch. Misses low for ball two. 2-1 now the count. Alan Jordan. 5 runs across here in the bottom of the fourth. Open this one up to a 6-run lead. Do the Eagles cut it to a 1-run deficit in the top half of the inning? Ashby comes set. The 2-1 pitch. Inside corner. Called strike 2. Now a 2-2 count to the catcher, Alan Jordan. Ashby comes set. Lilly hit third, Spielis at first. The 2-2 to Jordan. And he fouls it out back to the backstop to stay alive in the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, with 1 out. Runners on the corners here in the bottom of the fourth with only 1 out for the Vipers. 5 runs across in the inning has opened this one up to a 6-run lead. Vipers put up 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and now 5 here in the fourth. Ashby comes set. Spielis leads off first. Fluid holds him on. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball sent out into right center field, and it's going to be a base hit. 1 hops off the wall. That'll easily score Lilly from third. And here comes the throw on the runner coming all the way from first, and he's out at home. What a relay there by Fluid. Spielis was cut down at the plate. Nice play there. Riley Leininger got the cutoff from Jackson Rainey. Threw it home, and Herrera with the tag to cut the run there. So a RBI double by Alan Jordan. Gets to third on the throw. Scores Lilly, but Spielis cut down at home plate. So 9-2 the score. Ground ball out towards second. Talon Ball can't get over to it. And that base hit will score Jordan from third base. By Peyton Grimm, an RBI single with 2 outs. And now 10-2 your score.
To the plate, number 4, Connor Freeman.
Runner on first with 2 outs here for the Vipers. Now a pinch hitter for the Vipers. Stepping in to hit here will be number 4, Connor Freeman. He'll hit for the shortstop, Carter Hubbard. So Freeman will pinch hit here in the bottom of the fourth. Into 2, Vandegrift now with 7 runs in the inning. 11th batter of the inning to step up here, and Connor Freeman. First pitch from Ashby. So in there in the bottom half of the zone for a called strike. 0-1 to count. Connor Freeman hitting from the left side. Ground ball right back to Ashby. He'll field it, flip over to Fluid at first base for the third out. But not before the Vandegrift Vipers pick up 7 runs and extend the lead to 8, 10-2 over the Georgetown Eagles. After 4 complete innings, 10-2, Georgetown trails it by 8 to Vandegrift. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN.
Thank you to our grandstand sponsor, Jones and Strauss.
back here in the SHN broadcast booth. Brought to you by Matt Morrow and Borrow from Morrow. Matt's team dedicated to providing the best mortgage experience possible by offering easy-to-use mortgage tools, including our handy mobile app, competitive rates, and assistance from a certified mortgage advisor. Matt understands the local markets, has access to a wide variety of loan programs, and is ready to guide you through the process. Your family, your future, our focus. For your mortgage needs, remember Matt Morrow, Borrow from Morrow. For more information, visit borrowfrommorrow.com in MLS 464-148. In steps Jacob Faltasek here to start off the top of the fifth inning. He's 0 for 0 in the ballgame. He walked in his only appearance at the plate back in inning number 3. I'm going to lead it off against McKahee here in the top of the fifth. First pitch is outside for a ball. Faltasek gets it out, dive by the third baseman. Hubbard up with it, throws across the diamond, but not in time. An infield single by Faltasek. That was into the hole. Hubbard made a great play on it, but unable to record the out as Faltasek beats it out for a leadoff single.
Coming to the plate, number 17, Devin Peterson.
Just the third hit of the ball game, or the fourth, depending on how you score Peters' first base plate appearance. He hit it off the glove of M.D. Connor. Play they thought he should have made. Devin Peterson steps in here, 1 for 2 in the ball game, with no outs and runners at first. McKahee's first pitch, low, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. 0-1 the count to Devin Peterson. McKahee comes set, the 0-1 pitch. That one stays high, ball 1, 1-1 the count to McKahee.
Thank you. It's amazing. Thank you.
1-1 pitch to Peterson. Flowing outside, ball 2. 2-1 now the count to the center fielder, Devin Peterson. Talent ball, Brady Peters. 2 up behind Peterson here in the top of the fifth. 10-2. Vandegrift leads it over the Georgetown Eagles. A 2-1 pitch up and away, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Devin Peterson now with no outs and a runner at first base. Lead off infield single by Faltasek. The runner down at first being held on by M.D. Connor. Kahee comes set. The 3-1 pitch. And fouled off back behind home plate. Count runs full now on Peterson. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson struck out looking in the first, single. Was left stranded at third base in the third inning. Steps in here with no outs and a runner on first. Full count now. Peterson back in for the right side. Chokes up, ready to go. McKahee comes set. The payoff pitch. Peterson fouls it back off of Jordan. Stays alive in the at-bat. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count remains full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Devin Peterson. In the top of the fifth, Peterson steps back in. The payoff pitch, ground foul ball, back behind home plate. One of those quality at-bats we're talking about from Coach Jordan Vieira at the Coaches Show on Thursday night. Talking about seeing the multiple pitches, making the pitcher work, and a good job here by Devin Peterson. The next pitch, the 8th of the at-bat. Doing a good job here by the junior center fielder, McKahee. McKahee comes set from the stretch, the payoff pitch. Peterson grounds it out, back high hopper over the pitcher's head. The second baseman has it, throws to first. Not in time. Devin Peterson beats it out. As Lilly couldn't make a play at second base. It tries to throw across the body to first base. And Peterson called safe at first base.
Fans when it's 10-2 and it's like you think
So back-to-back infield singles has runners on first and second. And now here comes a visit from Vandegrift's bench. So we'll take a quick timeout, come back with more Eagle baseball here on SHN. The visit comes to an end. Mulcahy ready to go back on the mound. So Talon Ball steps in with no outs and runners on first and second for the Eagles. First pitch, Talon Ball grounds it foul past Coach Vieira over to the third base dugout. 0-1 the count to Talon Ball now. Here in the top of the fifth inning. Runners on first and second. Ball 0 for 2 in the ball game. The 0-1 pitch back up the middle into center field. A base hit. Baltasek will round third. He'll head home. An RBI base hit by Talon Ball. Scores the third run of the ball game for the Eagles. A nice piece of hitting there by the second baseman, Talon Ball. Scores Baltasek. Peterson moves up to second base.
You got a lot of seniors out there?
The bat number 4, Brady Peters.
That'll bring up Brady Peters.
Really? Whole new team next year.
Runners on first and second. No outs as Peters steps in here. But this will be it for Mulcahy as Coach Hickel back out to the mound. So we'll be right back with a pitching update for the Vipers. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Back here live at Venom Field at Vandegrift High School in Austin, Texas. The campus of Vandegrift High School. A member of the Leander ISD. A pitching change for the Vipers. Brought to you by Nathaniel Funk, your Leander Georgetown Edward Jones financial advisor, located at 1640 Highland Falls Drive, Suite 801 in Leander, Texas. Learn how he can help you with all your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com/Nathaniel Funk for more. This call to the bullpen brings in the left-hander, Dominic Weischer, comes on in relief for the Vipers here in the top of the fifth inning. One run across, runners on first and second, and no outs for the Eagles. And the lefty Weischer will take over. Nice ball game pitch through 4+ innings by Mulcahy. And Weischer will come in here to face off against Brady Peters. The top half of the fifth inning, and the Eagles trying to climb back into this one. One run at a time. 10-3 your score. The first pitch. Peters down the first baseline. Nice play by M.D. Connor this time. He'll field it and step on first base. But a great play to keep it from getting down the line. That'll move up the runners to second and third base. So protective at bat there for Peters, but unfortunate results as M.D. Connor makes a great play. 3 unassisted for out number 1. And Riley Leininger will step in for the Eagles with 1 out and runners at second and third. Now the lefty-lefty matchup. Weischer's first pitch way outside, ball 1 to Leininger. Riley 1 for 2 on the day. Popped out in the first, doubled and scored a run in the fourth. Leininger back in. Weischer from the stretch. The 1-0 pitch up high. Ball 2. 2-0 the count to the left-handed hitting Riley Leininger. Weischer a look into the catcher. Jordan gets the sign, comes set. The 2-0 pitch to Leininger. Leininger takes it top half of the zone for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now to the big lefty Riley Leininger. Shortstop today for your Eagles. Leininger back ready to go. Weischer comes set, the 2-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner for a called strike. 2-2. Now the count to Riley Leininger with one out. Bases, runners on second and third. Peterson off third. Talon Ball off second. Leininger comes set. Weischer comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Leininger fouls it off to the screen. Stays alive in the at-bat. 2-2. One out here in the top of the fifth. One run across for the Eagles. Have cut the lead back to 7. Like to get a 2 or 3 more runs here in the fifth and try to cut into this, what was an 8-run lead by the Vipers. Weischer comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Leininger a swing and a miss. Strikes out swinging for out number 2. And that'll bring up the right fielder, number 11, Jackson Rainey, with 2 outs. And runners on second and third for the Eagles here in the top of the fifth. Rainey steps in from the left side. Weischer comes set. The first pitch to Rainey, and Rainey will pop it back out of play for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Rainey. Rainey back in, ready to go. The 0-1 pitch. Up and away, ball 1. 1-1 now the count to the junior right fielder, Jackson Rainey. So 0-1 in the ball game. A ground out in the second inning. Beautiful sack bunt back in the fourth. Moved Leininger up to third base. The 1-1 pitch, and Rainey hits it down the left field line, but it'll curl out of play. Now 1-2 count for the right fielder. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Runners on second and third. Peterson at third. Talon Ball at second as Weischer comes set in the stretch. The 1-2 pitch to Jackson Rainey. Low and outside for ball 2. Evens up the count. 2-2 now to Jackson Rainey. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. Rainey ready to go from the left side. Weischer comes set. He'll step off. See, didn't like the selection. Now he'll back on the rubber. Weischer works from the third base side of the rubber as he works from the stretch. He'll come set here. Rainey ready to go from the left side. The 2-2 pitch. Rainey caught looking. Outside corner, called strike 3. And the Eagles are retired here in the top of the fifth. 1 run on 3 hits. No errors and 2 runners left on base after 4.5 innings. Vandegrift 10, Georgetown 3. More Eagle baseball after this on SHN. Trying to get reconnected, and looked like we did now. So a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the fifth to Jackson Lewis. That's the first man aboard for the Vipers. And that'll bring up Gavin Shaddix. No outs and a runner on first. First pitch from Aspie, fouled back behind home plate for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Ashby into the stretch now with the runner at first base as Jackson Lewis leads off. Ashby comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Shattuck sends it into left field, and that's going to be over the head of Faltasek. 2 hop off the wall. Lewis heads around second, around third. He's headed home. Throw comes into third to Peters, but he'll hold on to it. An RBI double for Gavin Shaddix.
Coming to the plate, number 23, M.D. Connor.
How bad do we got to get beat before we can leave?
Lures all the way around from first base. Score the 11th run of the ball game. Eight-run lead again for the Vipers as M.D. Connor steps in. Connor 2 for 2 on the day. It's also hit by a pitch. Shaddix leads off second. The first pitch from Cooper to M.D. Connor will come after a look back to second base, but no throw. Shaddix stayed close. Ashby will come set in the stretch. First pitch to Connor, up and away, ball one.
Boys or girls had a real good soccer season, or both of them?
I want to know the count to Connor, the first baseman. Hits from the left side. Single and a run scored in the first, hit by a pitch in the third. Single and a run scored in the fourth. Steps in here with a runner at second. No outs in the bottom of the fifth. It's a 1-0, no timeout at home plate by Connor. Connor calls time, now steps back in, ready to go. 1-0 count now. No outs and a runner at second. Ashby comes set in the stretch. He'll look back at second base. 1-0 pitch to Connor. Ground ball down towards first. Flewitt tries to field it. Off to his side. He gets underneath his glove into right field. Throw all the way in from Rainey. Gets all the way to the catcher Herrera. Now runners at first and third.
To the plate, number 5,
Error there.
Braden Buchanan.
Allows Flewitt to, or allows Connor to reach base. Shaddix moves up to third. Now Braden Buchanan will step in. He's 2 for 2 on the ball game. And it looks like another call to the bullpen as Coach Vieira comes out of the dugout for the Eagles. And we'll take a timeout with him. We'll come back with the change. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Baseball on SHN. We come back to action. Jacob Faltasek on the mound. First pitch by Buchanan, fouled out of play. 0-1 the count to Braden Buchanan. Faltasek comes in from left field. Noah Boris will take his spot out in left field defensively for the Eagles. Baltus inherits runners on first and third with no outs here in the top or bottom of the fifth, 11-3. The 0-1 pitch up and away, ball one. Count evens out at 1-1 now to Braden Buchanan. Baltus a look at first, comes set. The 1-1 pitch. And it crowns off the top of bounces off the top of Buchanan's helmet. Breaking pitch didn't break much and sends Buchanan down to first base to load him up for the Vipers here with no outs. MD Connor down to second. So in steps Hudson Lilly. Oh for 1 on the day. 2 walks and a fielder's choice. Reached on the fielder's choice. Steps in with the bases loaded, no outs. First pitch from Faltasek down to the dirt. Reese Herrera blocks it off to his right. Doesn't allow Shaddix to advance. 1-0 the count now. To Hudson Lilly, the second baseman. 11-1, Vandegrift by 8 here in the bottom of the fifth. First, the 1-0 pitch, inside corner, strike one. 1-1 now the count. Baltasek comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Lilly sends it down the third baseline, but it's about 5 feet foul. So now the count 1-2 to the second baseman, Hudson Lilly. MD Connor represents the potential game-ending run. The 10-run rule after 5, 2 strikes to Hudson Lilly. No outs here in the bottom of the fifth. The base is full of runners for the Vipers. Baltasek set the 2-2 pitch. Just inside, ball 3. Now a full count to Hudson Lilly. Austin Spielis on deck. Full count, no outs. The payoff pitch. That one down in the dirt. Bases loaded walk. RBI for Lilly. Now a 12-3 lead for the Vipers. Will bring up Austin Spielis. Shaddix will score from first. MD Connor up to third. Buchanan to second. Spielis will step in from the left side. Reached on the fielder's choice back in the fourth. Flew out in the third and grounded out in the first. Swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1 the count. No outs here in the bottom of the fifth. 12-3. Vipers lead it by 9.
20.
Spielis back in for the left side. Faltasek comes set in the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Spielis hits it down the first base line, and it's a foul ball. So an 0-2 count now. To Austin Spielis. Bases still loaded for the Vipers here with no outs in the bottom of the fifth.
Here you go now.
Third baseman Austin Spielis steps back in. The 0-2 pitch up over his head for ball 1. 1-2 the count.
Head down, drive him here.
Spielis back in for the left side. Faltasek comes set. The 1-2 pitch down low for ball 2. 2-2 now the count to Spielis.
Here you go, 20 battle.
Game of the week
here.
for the Eagles. Tough one here at Vandegrift. Trail it by 9, 12-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. The 2-2 pitch to Spielis. Just missed outside for ball 3, and now a full count.
Go 20 right here now.
Spielis works an 0-2 count back to a full count. Spielis ready to go from the left side. The payoff pitch. A swing and a miss, strike 3. Round number 1, and that'll bring up the catcher, Alan Jordan.
Number 24, Alan Jordan.
Jordan will step in here. 1 for 3 on the day, a ground out in the second, pop out in the third, and a double and scored a run in the fourth. Base is still loaded. MD Connor down at third, Buckman at second, and Lilly at first. Jordan steps in from the right side. First pitch from Faltasek misses low in the dirt for ball 1. Faltasek comes set. Jordan ready to go with the first 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 the count now. Herrera heads out to talk to Faltasek. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, 12-3. Vandegrift leads it over Georgetown. Tuesday night, back home, Eagle Field, the battle, the Crosstown Classic takes place. Eastview will come to town. 7 o'clock start on GYBA night at Eagle Field at Georgetown High School. Come join us live there at the stadium. Be loud and wear blue. Georgetown Eagles take on the Eastview Patriots back in district play on Tuesday night. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. And now Faltasek ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. To Alan Jordan, the catcher for the Vipers. Faltasek gets the sign and comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Sails it high, ball 2, 2-2 now the count. Faltasek looks in and gets the sign from Herrera. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 2-2 pitch. And a ball sent into right field, and that's going to be over the head of Jackson Rainey. That'll score MD Connor from third. And that will be the ball game. 13-3 will be the final. As the Vipers of Vandegrift walk it off on an RBI base hit by Alan Jordan to score MD Connor. And the Vipers win it 13-3 over the Georgetown Eagles. A long week of baseball for Georgetown as they play 4 games in 6 days and have a 3-1 record out of it. Can't complain about that. A tough loss here on the road against the Vandegrift Vipers. 13-3. Vandegrift came out hitting the ball. A good pitching performance from the starter Mulcahy. And the Vipers improved to 18-11 on the year. Georgetown drops to 15-11-1. And then Tuesday night we'll be back in the friendly confines of Eagle Field for district play against the Eastview Patriots. It'll be the Crosstown Classic edition number 1 Tuesday night at Georgetown. Friday night we'll play on the road at Eastview in game 2 of that head-to-head series. Thanks for joining us live here today at Vandegrift High School. We'll call this one a day and get out of the sun and let the Eagles head home and enjoy the rest of their weekend. You've been listening to SHN Sports coverage of Georgetown Eagle baseball. The Eagles fall today 13-3 to Vandegrift in 5 innings. Have a good weekend, everybody. Remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind.